So I actually made this build about 2 weeks ago. It's just, as many of you probably feel, the Division 2 is just not, it's not the game that we want. Or it's gotten to a very stale, very boring place, and we're just kind of with it, we're meh. We're waiting for something else. We desperately want something else. So I didn't end up actually making this video, and I pretty much just put it off just because I was just, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do any more videos after the, pretty much after that healing series. I was just kind of like, I don't want to make any more videos. But this one is one of those hybrid builds that I guess, a lot of people want to, learn how to make them, or at least, interested in trying them out. I don't like them. I mean, the builds that I made are okay. They just don't really feel good for my playstyle. But there might be situations where you actually enjoy playing them. Now, the situation that I envision with this build, this is a DPS healer hybrid type build. This is designed mostly for team play. So if you play with your friends a lot, and you constantly get into this battle where somebody doesn't want to be a healer, or somebody always wants to be this and no one wants to do that, just kind of that annoying, why am I always the one that's having to like give in and be the healer, or be the skill user, that kind of thing. Why me? This is kind of like, okay, fine, I'll be a healer, but I'm gonna do some damage. So that's the preference of the build. Alright, so jumping into the build here, you can see that I am using the technician specialization. That's basically for that skill tier. That's the most important thing. And I also get the healing bonus. I am using the Cold Relations SMG. You can change that out if you really don't like it, but I find that this gives me, that crit cap and basically that extra crit damage. So I think it's good for the DPS side, especially if I want to be up close with that coyote mask. My backup is going to be a G36 enhanced, and that's basically just for reformation. Now, it's got good rolls on it. That's pretty much why I chose it. Obviously, if you wanted, you could go with a rifle, you could go with an LMG, or whatever you want, just basically just to get reformation on it. My sidearm has reformation on it, so that's pretty much the only reason why I'm using that sidearm as well. My mask, coyote mask, obviously, this does give me that buff. I'm generally trying to push up a little bit closer to the enemy, so I'm trying to give my team that 25% crit hit damage. So basically any of the damage dealers on the team do get that bonus. For my backpack, I'm using an Alp Summit, and that's basically for that 15% repair skill. And you can see here I'm rolled in repair skill, skill haste, and I have a repair skill mod. But I've also got safeguard for 100% skill repair whenever I'm at full health, and basically that's what I'm using the shield for. So I don't actually have to worry too much about taking damage because I've got that shield and I can still heal my allies, right? My gloves are Cheska Varoba, and that's basically for that 10% crit chance. Got 15% weapon damage on there, and these are rolled with skill haste and repair skill. For my chest piece, I am using a Sokolov. Now you could use Fenris or Petrov or whatever you want for your weapon damage, depending on what your main weapon is. That's basically the whole choice here. This one is rolled with, obviously it's got weapon damage, but it's got, skill haste, skill repair, and I've got a crit chance mod on there. I do have Vanguard, so basically the only reason I really have Vanguard on there, obviously I don't have that much armor, so I'm not really giving my allies a bonus. But that 5 seconds of invulnerability really helps my shield out because I don't really have that much skill power, so, the shield's pretty weak. So having that 5 seconds where I can basically just unload a full magazine into an enemy before, ducking back behind cover or something, it really does help. And then for my holster, I am using Hana Yu, and that gives me, again, 10% skill haste. It's rolled with repair skill and crit chance. So again, just, piling on that repair skill. And then my last piece, my knee pads, Grupo Sombra with, 15% crit hit damage, but it's also rolled with, 15% weapon damage, 6% crit hit chance, and then 20% repair skill. You can see here on my shield, I do only have, 2.6 million, almost 2.7. Not very good for the higher end content, which that's why that invulnerability comes in very handy for this shield. But you can see here my cooldown is also pretty low for a DPS build. I've only got 13.2 seconds on my shield, which means I can get it back pretty quickly. And then you can see here on my Restore Hive that cooldown comes in handy again. Only have a 2-second refill speed per charge, so that's really nice. My healing is also hitting at 230k without any of those bonuses. So if I'm hitting if I'm healing an ally at full health, that's close to 460 or something like that. And then if I get reformation on there, that's even more. So yes, I can definitely do some good healing for a predominantly DPS build. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This build does have weaknesses. Obviously, I'm not really hitting for the most damage possible, right? I mean, my damage is rather weak, but it is a lot stronger than a dedicated healer build. Again, on the flip side, my healing is not as strong as a dedicated healer build. But for most uses, for most situations, if you're playing with, a bunch of people that want to have, glass cannon type builds, which is generally the vast majority of players, you're only going to need, 2 charges from your hive to fully heal them. And I mean, if they're taking, constant amounts of damage, that 1 charge will fully heal them pretty much every time. So for this build, you don't really need super healing. I mean, the healing is good, but you don't need the max healing. If you are healing a tank build, hopefully they have some incoming, and that'll boost their healing even more. So even though you're not fully invested in the healing, for pretty much all content, you will be doing as much as you actually need to. All right, but that'll do it for me. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this build helps you out, and I will see you in the next one.